Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a long time since I uploaded a video, but we are now back and better than ever. So in the last episode you saw of my B16 swap Civic, we fully got this front end fully fixed after the crash damage. I'll insert a few clips here. The crash, as you can see, the whole front end is absolutely munted. You just pull this thing off and boom, there she is. As you can see, the damage is quite bad on the core support. Look at that. The Civic has made it out the garage. So if you missed that last episode, you would have missed the fact that we had to pull the engine out, fix all the structural core support damage to this thing, and then we welded a new core support on, put a whole new front end on, and we got this thing all fixed up. So obviously we had the car running, but it was running really rough, and it took me a long time to actually figure out why. And it was actually because I had this plug swapped around and plugged into the wrong thing, and then of course once I plugged it into the right one, after a few days of trying to figure out what was wrong with it, it started running really nicely, and we were cracking VTEC again. So since then, that was about a few months ago, I've been daily driving this thing around again, and it's been really nice. Although it looks ugly, as it actually is really comfy stock suspension, 13-inch steelies, looks really ugly, but man, it's pretty comfy to drive, and the interior is back to being fully stock standard, just like so. So if you saw the title and the thumbnail of today's video, you would know that we have a really exciting one, really long awaited, and that is we're going to be completely overhauling the interior on this thing. So as you can see, we've got a full parts list here to make this thing the ultimate daily driver. So in today's video, we're going to be installing these Recaro seats that some of you may recognize. These are actually the seats that got stolen out of my stolen EG Civic, which I have now recovered because they got listed up on Marketplace, and they're now back in my possession. So yeah, I'm going to be chucking them inside the EF here once we get the brackets and stuff all sorted out, which should be a job in itself. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to having these things in the Civic. I think they're going to be absolutely wicked. On top of that, we have a steering wheel to fit, and I'm also going to be doing a Suede headliner. And also, as you can see, these steelies seen better days, so I'm going to be respraying those just for the time being. Obviously, these steelies aren't here to stay. In the next video, we'll be completely overhauling the outside of this car with new wheels, new suspension, all that stuff. And then another thing I'm going to try to tackle today is I'm going to be painting this trim here, and I'm going to be doing a red stripe all the way around. So we got a big juicy video for you guys today, so sit back and enjoy. So before we get into the work, I quickly wanted to show you guys what I was talking about before. So when we chucked this engine in here, I had this plug here, this grey one, and this green one swapped around. Obviously because the end of this plug here is literally grey, so I thought grey goes on grey, obviously. And then I had the green one on the black one there. So with those swapped around, I think this is like an oil pressure sensor, and that's like something else, I don't even know, or it might be the other way around. But basically these are directly involved with VTEC. The car was running, but it was running really rough, and it wasn't cracking VTEC. I was doing a whole bunch of tests, going literally insane on why this car was running so rough, and then somehow I kind of fiddled around with that, and it just ran perfectly, and I was so happy. But yeah, this thing is obviously B16 swapped, and here is the core support, which we replaced in the last video, and is completely straight. Now the only thing left to do in fixing it is I'm pretty sure this hinge got bent in the accident, and it causes like a pretty bad panel gap on this side, and that's about it. So I'm on the hunt for a new hinge, but yeah, it's pretty hard to find. But yeah, let's get into the video. So first things first, we're going to get this interior kind of stripped down here. So we're going to grab both of these seats out. It's just 4 bolts on the bottom, and then we can work out getting this headliner out to suede wrap it. Now the reason why I'm going to suede wrap it is because, as you can see when you drive, you can see the top of the headliner here, and it just lightens up the whole car. So suede wrapping it will make it feel way more premium and a lot darker inside, which will be way nicer. I'm sure you guys have seen it all over the internet, so I don't need to explain myself, but yeah, it's a really nice upgrade. I actually did it in the EG right before it got stolen, and it was literally my favorite thing I'd done to a car. So let's do it. Oh yeah, there we have it. One headliner, ready to be suede wrapped. Alright, so we're in our other garage now, and it's time to now suede wrap this thing. So what we have here is we have some suede that I picked up from the fabric store. This thing was $35, which is real cheap. And then I also picked up the CRC spray adhesive. This is 20 bucks, and this should do the trick. But before we do anything, I'm going to give it a good clean down with this waxing grease remover. Then we can get on to sticking that down. So I've just given it a good clean with the waxing grease remover. Now we're going to lay our fabric on there and then set it up. Okay, so we got it laid down here, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to glue one half down, and then we'll fold the other half over and we'll glue the other half down. Okay, so the suede headliner is now all wrapped up, and now it is time to move on to these other trim pieces that sit on the roof. And for this, I'm just going to be using this satin black paint, and it should do the trick. Right, so the next step is we're going to try and get these Accord Euro R seats inside the Civic here. So basically what we have to do is we have to make some custom seat rackets or seat rails, and essentially what the plan is for that is we've got our stock seats here, and we're going to be able to take the factory mounting rails off with these 4 bolts here. There's another one under here, and then we are able to mount that in the car, and then we'll be able to mount the base of the seat to that. So let's do that. All right, so this is what I was talking about here. So now we have both rails off of both seats, and basically what we can do is I'm going to be welding a piece of metal from here to here so that it sets the whole position, and then basically we can come over to our seat, and we're going to chop these old brackets off here and here, and then we can mount basically the seat directly to that rail. So yeah, as you can see, it's exactly what I did with the old EG setup, and it should work a treat. A lot of hours later, and we have finally ended up with this. So as you can see, this is the stock rail here, and I actually had to build a platform out with this thick gauge metal here, and then I also had to build a platform up in order to get this sitting right. So if you look at it from the front, these are the 2 factory rails here, and the seat was a lot wider and it needed to be at an angle. So it took a lot of fabrication, but we've got there in the end and we've fully welded it out. Now I'm going to go through with the flappy disc and clean it all up. So yeah, this is what the welds look like on the other side. This one didn't need as much weld because the rail is sitting right in line with the seat, whereas this one needed a lot of strengthening in here and then along the side too. So yeah, now I can take this with the flappy disc and a bit of paint and it should be all right. After all the modification and stuff, you can literally barely tell once the seat is fully reassembled, but obviously underneath it tells a different story. But obviously the grinder and paint makes you the welder you ain't, and when it's covered up, no one's going to know anyway. So yeah, it should be really solid, really safe, and this seat is now ready to get bolted into the car. So as you can see, yesterday we got the driver's seat fully mounted on the rails here, and it looks so bloody good. Now we're moving on to the passenger side, and essentially I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did it on the other side, but this time I'll be able to video it. So we got the stock seat rails mounted here, and obviously we've modified it a bit to extend it, because as we know, this the seat bracket is quite a bit wider than the stock EF rails. So as you can see, I've got it mounted like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld just a temporary kind of placement holder to connect these 2 pieces just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the seat onto this one. Then after that we can unbolt it all as one whole unit and then get it all fully welded outside of the car. So she's a bit smoky in here, but as you can see, we now have the seat bracket now tacked onto kind of the seat rail. Then you can see here the seat also goes forward and back like real smooth, not much effort. And yeah, so now we can fully pull the seat out of the car, and I can fully weld it outside of the car, and we can get it all back together. So this is what the seat looks like out of the car. As you can see, we've got it pretty roughly tacked in there, but basically I'm going to fully weld it out there, and I'm also going to weld like a supporting bracket onto this too. So the seat is nice and strong. So yeah, let's get this thing fully welded, and then we can reassemble the seat back together and get it set back in the car. Alright, so we've got our new bracket tack welded in there. Now we can fully weld out the entire thing and then give it a lick of paint too. So let's do it now. Alright, so the seat base is fully welded, and we do have it painted up too. So as you can see, that's how it looks like currently. And then now all we need to do is get the base of the seat back in here, and then we can reinstall it in the car. As you guys saw, we finished up the Suede headliner in one of the last clips, and now this thing is now ready to get put back in along with all the other trims and stuff up on the roof. So yeah, real keen to see what it looks like all together. Alright, so as you can see, we've just finished installing the headliner, and man does it make a difference. As you can see, the whole of the interior now is really dark and just feels way more luxurious, and of course it has that beautiful suede texture which we love. So as you can see, this side, the front half is really nice. However, the back side, which is actually the half I did first, as you can see, there's quite a lot of like glue marks and stuff, but because it's a headliner, it's pretty kind of hardly noticeable, and it's black. But I think what happened there is last time I did this, I used a much thicker, more premium suede, which was about $100-$120. This one was $35, and it was about half as thin. As you can see, it still does the job, but I needed a lot less glue to actually stick it up. So if you are kind of following along and thinking about doing this to your own car, then I would say that the cheaper, more thin fabric, such as this suede that we bought, is perfectly fine. Just remember to maybe give it a bit more time than you think to let it kind of dry off before you stick down the fabric. The combination of the headliner, all our little painted black parts, our black handles back there, and these amazing Recaro seats has just already upgraded this interior a ton. So yeah, that is how you do the headliner and the bucket seat install. And honestly, guys, these are my favorite mods. They make such a massive difference. The interior is where you spend the most amount of time, and anything you do is well worth the money, especially when it's as cheap as that was and as cheap as these seats were. So I'm currently on the way to go pick up my brother from the airport. He's flying down to come see me for a few days and maybe help me work on a few of the cars. So I have actually been driving the car around with the interior for a couple days now, and I absolutely love it. Like, it's crazy how much of a difference this headliner and the seats alone make, and we still haven't even finished with the interior. But yeah, the car's way more fun to drive, feels way more luxurious, and these seats really plant you around corners. It's really nice. But yeah, I'm gonna go pick up my brother now, and I'm pretty keen to see and film his first reaction to the interior. He doesn't know I'm picking him up in this car, so yeah, we'll cut to that. Picked him up. First thoughts?
Yeah, fucking top. Oh.
Yeah, mate, that falls off a few times. What do you think of the headliner?
Oh yeah, that's nice. Like, the seats are sick though.
Yeah, they're real nice. So it has been a couple of weeks since we chucked in the seats and stuff, and I absolutely love them. I love driving this thing around now. And at the start of the video, you would have seen that I actually do have an aftermarket steering wheel for the car right here with an aftermarket adapter, but I've actually decided against putting that in the car, as I don't think, as I actually do quite like the stock steering wheel, and at the moment when it's at the stock ride height and all this sort of stuff, I just don't think it's the right decision. So we're going to be leaving the stock one in there for now, as well as the stock shift knob. But we do have one last thing for the video, as I mentioned at the start. Don't mind the absolute mess in here, but we have picked up this red paint, which we're going to be using to do the trim, and I'll show you in a bit. I'm sure some of you may have noticed in that last clip, but as you can see, I have a new mic. It wasn't cheap, but hopefully it will be worth it for the new and improved sound quality on all of my videos from now on forward, and I'm so excited to hear your guys' feedback in the comments, so let me know what you think. As well as that, I wonder if there's any other kind of improvements or anything else you guys would like to see, maybe some content suggestions on what you guys want to watch and what you don't want to watch in the comments. So yeah, leave them below. So onto the modifications then. As you can see, there is this white stripe that goes all the way around the car, except for when you get to the front bumper, because we have repainted it. So there's a stripe that needs to go around here, and from the factory on my EF3 it came as a white one, which is pretty cool. See, that white stripe goes all the way around the car, all the way to the front, but I did have to replace this trim panel here, so this one doesn't have a stripe. However, the plan is I'm going to be painting all of this, the stripe fully around the car red, because I'm pretty sure on the EF9s it had a red one. I've seen them done with red before, and I think it looks real sick, and it should give it more of like a sporty look. So I'm going to pull this one off that doesn't have it already, and we're going to be testing it, because this one's got to get painted anyway to match that. So we're going to be testing the red stripe and how it looks. If it looks like rubbish, then I'll just go through and redo the white stripe. Alrighty, so we have the trim panel off now, and we're going to be giving it a quick coat of this Rust-Oleum satin black paint, and then we can get onto the pinstripe. Well, it's fair to say that this looks like total garbage. So I think I'm going to be scrapping this idea off and wiping off the red paint, but nonetheless, yeah, nah, that looks terrible. So we have it here mocked up on the car. Obviously it looks like garbage, and I'm going to be rubbing the red off, but I just wanted to kind of mock it up and see how the red looks compared to the white. And I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Should we keep the red? Should we keep the white? And how do you think we should do it? Because clearly the brush painting thing didn't work. I think maybe a vinyl stripe or something like that. Like a vinyl pinstripe or something would work really good, but yeah, should we do red? Should we keep it white? Let me know. So that modification now busted. I thought that was going to be really cool and it'd be a pretty cool element of the video. Clearly it didn't work, so I'm actually just going to call the video here and save the progress and the modifications for the next video, which is going to be absolutely massive. We've got wheels, suspension and everything in order to get the exterior of this thing looking as mean as the interior. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.